スタジオ3万
Hello, welcome to episode 3, Chester Pridecast, all things pride and beyond. Today we're going to be talking about unpopular opinions and also sex workers. Before we begin, we'd just like to say the following content may contain strong language and adult material that may not be suitable for all audiences, so your discretion is advised. Any views or advice expressed on this podcast are the views of Chester Pridecast and do not represent the views and opinions of Chester Pride. So today I'm joined with the lovely...
Wes.
Carla.
Why are we laughing already? We're keeping this in. We're not
You
cutting
took
this.
so long doing the intro.
We're not cutting this, by the way. We're just going straight into it. So today... I wanted to say the summer is finally over.
So is your career in podcasting.
This is the last episode I'm on. So I wanted to talk about some of the memorable days in summer that we might have missed, okay?
How has your summer been?
Well, we'll get into that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I didn't realise we had World Chocolate Day, National Kissing Day, Emoji Day, and Bakewell Tart Day. So I wanted to see if you guys had a good summer and if you guys celebrated any of these special days or anything like that. So how was everyone's summer?
Well, I didn't celebrate Bakewell Tart Day.
Do you not?
I did as a fat person.
I do love a Bakewell tart though.
I mean, it's chocolate day every day for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you still got a cherry on your lips there. I don't munch and tell. Did anyone get up to anything exciting through the summer, other than Chester Pride, of course?
Was that a thing? Did that happen?
That happened.
Apparently that happened.
Yeah.
Were you there?
Maybe.
Were we there?
I mean, we did a whole movie about it.
I was very drunk throughout, so I don't really remember it.
That's the thing, actually. You were like a lead correspondent for the day there, and you just completely and utterly cooked up.
Yeah, I know.
You
we
wrecked the
we can
intro.
cut the intro bit at the start. That's fine. What was everyone's favourite memory of the summer, though? Any exciting trips or anything?
Not really. I mean, I've been dead busy with doing Pride stuff, book stuff.
We went boating, Wesley. How was
Oh
that?
my god, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
We went speedboating and we didn't crash, it just broke down. So we had to get Coast Guard to come and rescue us.
The Hour and a Lie came out to rescue us. It was great.
I'm like showing TJ and his boyfriend like, this is boating, and we break down. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
None of the Hour and a Lie were handsome, though.
No.
I wanted to ask for another boat, but they said no.
Okay, we'll wait. Go get another crew.
What I enjoy the most is how relatable Wes and TJ say right now. Yeah. So while we're boating in the summer... Yeah,
Carla's been on a couple of times.
I've partaked in some boating. It was fun. We didn't crash or break down.
So
it's good.
TJ's not coming again.
I'm the reason. Yeah.
Bad omen.
We reenacted Titanic and I was the door. So it was great fun.
I went paddleboarding for the first time this summer.
I want to do
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah,
That does
in
sound
Lake
fun.
Bala.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we broke down on the way back.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just thought like you
Can't-
broke down halfway on the lake.
That's what I thought.
Can't do it anymore. Drag me in.
It was intense. Now, something that did actually annoy me, right? So, obviously, Lake Bala, massive, huge. So we went to a little spot where we could then just get into the lake and, have a swim, do paddleboard and all of that. And then this family decided to get in the lake where we had got into the lake. Massive lake. They were over this side, but they walked to where we were.
Why is that a problem though?
There was a whole lake, Wes, yet they chose to
Well,
be
did you have like
near
stuff
us.
there or something, or your towels?
No,
or
we
something?
purposely were slightly, away from the shoreline with
don't
our
see why
stuff,
this is
and
a problem.
They walked a 2-minute walk to get into, left their stuff 2 minutes away from where they entered the lake. To
They
be
probably
near
seen
us.
you go then. Go,
No.
Oh, maybe no.
No, not acceptable. There's a whole lake.
Andrew just doesn't like people. No one else is allowed
That's
on
why he
Bala
was
Lake.
on the lake. I'm like, finally.
There's a whole
finally
lake.
got my piece.
Why go? Why? You just, no. That really actually quite ruined the day.
Wow, that ruined your day because
Wow.
someone got in the lake at the
And
same
then the whole
place.
family, they set up a big gazebo and buffet of food and everything, and music and playing cards next to it.
See, that's
Lovely. And they had a parrot with them in a cage.
Oh.
What?
Why?
Did they let it out?
Well, no, it was just there.
That's
It's like-
that's
it's-
such a tease. It's like,
It
look
is
at all this
like
sky.
What you used to, you could exist in the wild. But no, yeah. That was a bit weird.
Was it Chanel?
She's an African grey.
Chanel.
Yeah.
Is that still relevant now? I don't know. Too much
Actually,
time has
I think she got done, didn't she? Because
Yes,
they used
she
the
did.
parrot to like smuggle drugs or something in prison. That's why she was like, I need my parrot back.
Yeah, I did see that
but
she
yeah.
was arrested for something. I don't know what, if
Yeah,
drug
it was
related.
for that.
just fact checked on that.
Yeah, I'm just going to Google
This is
that.
like definition of character.
I don't think she's listening. I've also got
No
written
one is.
here about autumn, because now we're in autumn. Anything people like about autumn specifically?
My favourite.
Everything's my favourite as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Halloween, it's gay holiday.
Well, it's more so I can wear layers again now and hide my fat
Yes,
belly.
agreed. Yes, stick
don't
a
like
jumper
that.
on and a jacket. Yes, because you're really skinny.
No, I'm a whore, that's fine.
Yes, that too. But no, I am a big autumn person.
But this is the thing, we're the cuddled people now. Like, this is where we shine, whereas TJ and his boyfriend are like little twigs. How are they keeping warm in bed at night?
Can't. That's the thing.
They just got to rub sticks together.
Do you know how many elderly people and twinks die in the winter?
more
More than you
twins.
realise. It's really unreported.
Just £2 a month,
Yeah.
and you can save a twink from dying this winter.
Go and buy a cardigan from Primark. That's all they need. That's all they need. No, I do love autumn. I love the colours. I love the fashion.
The soups.
The smells.
The smell.
It's the candles and different
Yeah.
Yeah.
candles that you've got.
So it's
See,
also.
I think he's talking about outside.
Oh yeah, the smell of decomposing leaves.
Sorry.
Just decomposition in general.
Isn't it like petrichor where it's like the smell
No,
of
No, that's
the
the
rain?
smell, that's the smell of rain after dust after rain or something. But that sort of thing.
leaves,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a thing. It's a thing. It's a
Well, yeah,
thing.
I'm all about Halloween.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
I-
bonfire night and all that.
Halloween, I've already got costumes sorted.
And you're wearing
good to
like
know.
a string.
No,
A piece of-
I'm actually covering up, thank you. I'm going as
piece
the
of,
puppet
like-
from Saw.
Was it Halloween is one night where all twins to dress like sluts?
I'm going to dress as the puppet from Saw, so I'm going to be wearing a full black suit.
Oh my
And then,
god, you're
like-
dressing up.
I know, I'm actually wearing clothes, but I'm dead excited for it. I want to go trick-or-treat.
But the thing is, right, at Pride,
get
you
arrested.
dressed so, like, I gotta say, you dressed quite trendy and quite cool. Then you went to Manchester Pride,
Oh, yeah.
and you could fit, like, all 4 of your outfits in a purse.
Yeah. Rob filled a suitcase with his outfits, and mine fit in a bag that was like this big.
Right, just
really
for
good.
context,
Just- yeah,
that's like
yeah,
5 centimetres.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realise we're not being filmed, yeah.
So, the puppet from Saw.
Yes, because the new Saw film's coming out in a couple of weeks.
There's a question, what's everyone dressing up as for Halloween? Because we're all gays, we all dress up.
I don't relate to that bit. I am a straight trans man, just to say.
Yeah, talk
Wow.
about tarnished with the same brush.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
But do you not partake in Halloween? But do you partake in...
No, obviously, but I.
Well, there you go then!
But I ain't gonna be.
Okay, you're Lugabata then.
You're part of the acronym.
I'll
Yeah.
be like Action Man or something like that. Something to,
so-
feed my inner child when he just wasn't allowed to do what he wanted because he was a different gender. Sad.
That is quite sad.
Yeah. My mum was like, "You're gonna wear that dress." I was like, I fucking don't want to. I would rather go
So
in
many
a
of us,
bin
it's the
bag.
other way around.
Yeah.
We've all heard that story. Tale of all this time, just a bit reversed.
So yeah, what are you dressing as? Because you do Halloween so well. You do. I know. That sounds really
Wait.
condescending.
Right, okay, so the one year we went out to Liverpool and myself
so
and 2
good.
housemates were dressed as the Sanderson sisters. So I was Winnie. And then this dickhead over here turns around and goes, "Oh my god, your teeth are amazing. Where did you get them from?" They were mine. I was booking them out like that. And he was just like, "Oh my god, they look amazing. Where did you get them from?" I was like, "Mine, dickhead." Yeah, that was probably the best Halloween.
So you just took
costume
your
I did.
dentures out. You're like, you
Basically,
can use
yeah,
them.
here, you too can have them.
And then Ursula as well.
I
that
did
was a good
Ursula
one.
at a friend's birthday party.
yeah.
I recreated Todrick Hall's low half
Oh yeah.
half and half thing. Was working on Medusa
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
that's
as
a good
well,
one.
and then my partner's going to go as like a half-turned Argon soldier.
I'm surprised he doesn't go as like a statue.
That's what, yeah, he was going to do a half-turn.
okay,
That's
yeah,
what I think
yeah,
that we
yeah.
were thinking of. But because we're in New York in the middle of October, we probably won't be able to do any Halloween shenanigans. I went as a mouse once.
You're
Duh.
in New York, aren't you?
Oh, well, we're going just before, so we'll miss all of that, but it'll still be all autumnal
sure.
and fall Like,
And fall.
oh, like, but you, Carla, what would you go as?
I'm gonna be an astronaut, I think.
Ah.
Yeah, keep
Yeah,
it
because
simple.
we're doing a Halloween party, aren't we?
Yeah, keep it simple. I
My
don't like
invite's in the
dressing
post, I
up
assume.
Even if you were.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. But yeah, you won't see me dad in a dress or anything. So
When you say astronaut,
yeah.
I'm hoping that you're going to go all out and be like not able to walk away.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like a big like oxygen tank on the under the visor, can't get any doors
some ideas
whatsoever.
actually. Yeah, I need to do it properly. Because you've got some really good outfits, haven't you?
Oh, I like
You went as the nun, didn't you?
Yeah, but
Oh,
it
that
was
was
like
so good.
LEDs all
Yeah,
around the
that
outside.
was really good. That was really
Yeah,
quite.
that was my
creepy, actually.
favourite one.
That was the night of
Yeah.
yeah,
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
That was a good night.
Patience, though.
For what?
For like all the makeup.
See,
Oh,
the
it's
best
fun.
one, the best
It's
one I've
effort.
seen, like, because obviously you're doing like dress up costumes for uni and stuff, and people always cop out and then go, "Yeah, all right, I'll do it at the end." It's just get a sign around you that says "Streaker on strike." You just go normal clothes.
but
Then.
that's such a cop out.
It is a cop out,
You
but
can't
if
do
you
that.
need like a quick costume,
No, if you need a quick costume, you just get a bin bag at the cupboard.
Oh,
Yeah.
my mum and dad
Okay.
used to dress me
Yeah.
as brothers up
Plastic
like that.
nails, plastic witch nails.
we'd always have to do that, wouldn't we? Like
put like social
hole in the top, bin bag. You're a witch. You're a vampire. You're the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Pick one. You're in a bin bag.
But Halloween is not the only day to look forward to in October.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there's so many more days.
This has been planned so well.
There is a Take Your Teddy to Work Day, if anyone has a teddy. There's also,
When's that? Because I'll just be the teddy.
I think it was like the
Yeah.
3rd of October.
Okay.
I think I did used to be take a bear to work day. Yeah, used to be like, this is Brian.
We've got Bold and Free Day.
Who?
Now, Bold and Free, I don't know quite.
Oh,
Bold.
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 As in like
Oh,
being bold.
Oh, I think
No, I said like,
Shave your head.
no, that's what it was.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it is shave your head. Like, it's bold and free.
Oh.
Bold
Yeah,
and
thank
free.
you. It's cold. I like my hair.
I don't really know what that means, but Bold and Free Day, if anyone wants to take part.
No, thank you.
And
Carry on next.
the one I'm most looking forward to is Evaluate Your Life Day.
No.
I
Yeah,
do that every day anyway.
yeah, that's on the daily.
Every
Yeah.
day, evaluate. What
Chocolate
do you
day and
do?
evaluate your day, your life day.
I don't understand what you do to evaluate your life. Like,
Well, usually
you
it's
were
like
gonna
New
do it,
Year's.
wouldn't
You do that,
you
don't
need
you?
more than a fucking day.
Yeah.
2024. is
Just looks at his pride outfits and like, yeah, I need to evaluate this.
Well, this is taking us into our main topic of discussion,
Ooh.
which is unpopular opinions. So, does anyone have some here? I do have some from Reddit as well, so we can all discuss.
Well, we've had some sent in as well, haven't we, from listeners?
Yes, we got some sent in. So, does anyone want to start off with some
I
unpopular
think
opinion?
grab one that's been sent in first and let's
Okay,
agree or disagree on it.
I've got one here, which is the thought of fish and chips is always much better than actually eating fish and chips.
Yeah, I agree.
See, I completely agree with
I
that.
agree. You feel
Yeah.
dodgy afterwards.
The
Yeah,
chips
it's
aren't
quite
nice,
weird.
are
Well,
they?
it depends where you go. You've got to see. You've got to know where to go.
I
You've got to
suppose.
know where to go.
You know all the
and
secret
well, no, you
spots.
have to plan it as well because right. Here's the thing. Again, as a fat person, right, what you need to remember is if you're picking up your fish and chips and you have too far of a journey home, they're going to be
Oh,
cold.
soggy. Yeah,
It's
Soggy.
soggy.
So
yeah.
you need to find a chippy that is in a decent mile radius to your home, so you will be back in time to enjoy them while they're hot and not stop.
Ordering Uber Eats would be a nightmare, wouldn't it?
It comes down to whether you're having a chippy or you're sitting down to a nice restaurant fish and chips, because a restaurant fish and chips
Oh, yeah, that's
fucking
different.
slaps.
that is
Saying that, yeah, I've not lived,
Slaps.
I haven't done that.
But saying that though, like I used to live in Broughton. There's one chippy, so they've got no competition, so it can be crap basically.
Yeah, no
Whereas
one
in
cares.
like Saltney and Chester, there's loads, so they
Yeah.
have to compete.
Yeah.
Who's got the best fish?
I think the thing I don't like about
That
it
fish
is,
slaps.
is the lingering scent
Oh yeah,
after.
and like you
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
you said,
yeah.
Carly, you just feel greasy and
And you have to put all the rubbish in the bin straight away, otherwise it's in your house for about 5 days, smelling.
The once my sister and I went to go and pick up.
5 days. That's
5
so,
days. Why aren't you emptying your bin?
That's so specific.
Lord.
5 days, 3 hours.
It could only be emptied every 5 days.
This is when it's on the schedule. If you look here, it clearly
Bin
says on the
day.
schedule bins at this time to this time.
You fucking missed
Oh,
it.
yeah,
We got to
you
wait
know.
another 5
Yeah.
days.
Completely throwing the schedule out here. My sister and I did actually go and pick up fish and chips, the ones in her new car, and I had to hold the bag out the window.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because she was like, that's not going to stink up
So
my
when
car."
she gets home, these are cold.
Literally, I had to hold it out
No
the window
shit.
like this, driving along. Luckily,
air
again,
in
it was
chips.
only like a 3-minute drive to our house, but it was like fucking November, so my hand was fucking cold.
To everyone else, you must have just looked like some pompous prince. Your fucking fish and chips, like.
Yet I've never been invited on the boat to go yachting.
Stop hanging your battered sausage out a window and you might.
See, if that was me, I'd just grab them as you go past.
That's me. Thanks.
Because my one related to food was like, obviously, I love pineapple on pizza, which a lot of people hate. but I love
Monster.
vanilla ice cream on pizza.
Go fuck yourself.
It's honestly, it's really nice.
No. So pre this, he was also telling us about when he used to work at McDonald's and what else do you do?
Oh yeah, because people like to dip their chips
That's
in.
actually quite
I
nice.
get,
That's
that I
nice.
get.
That's
No,
very
but
nice,
that's
yeah.
fine. We all agree. But carry on.
So when I used to work there, when I'd make my lunch, I'd like make the burger and then like put a ring of lettuce on the burger, so then I could fill the middle bit with the milkshake. So I'd just fill the middle
What
of my
a
burger with
monster.
a banana milkshake.
Wow.
Why?
It's so good, honestly.
Is it?
Yeah, try
Is
it. Try it.
Is it though?
You can't knock it till you try it.
I'm not trying that.
Sweet and salty.
I do agree with the chips and the McFlurry though.
No, yeah, it's quite nice.
I used to work at McDonald's, and my little hack was get a slice of cheese and then get the Big Mac sauce, squirt that on, and then you get a chicken nugget and you wrap that. And it was like a heart attack in one bite, but it was the
Sounds
best
fair.
thing
Sounds good, actually.
ever.
Wow.
That sounds like something that someone's come up with, like, come dine with me. it's an hors d'oeuvre. It's an hors d'oeuvre.
It's a mini meal.
Yeah. Stick out the fancy
on
square
a
plate.
little what's it, little crudite sort of thing.
What a sad life, Dylan.
Says you milkshake burger eating bastard.
It's nice. Well, Andrew, you gave me one before we started recording, because obviously we're missing a member of the group today. But you said, you said that puppets are shit.
No, actually, what I said was I would pay anybody around this table £10 just to say that puppets are overrated.
Wow, you said it.
Money out. Jason, we love you.
He gets a $5 for that.
Yeah.
Gotta make money. What about everybody else? Didn't you have one that you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, I like mayonnaise sandwiches.
See, I get it. Like we said,
yeah.
I get it. And like brown sauce sandwiches, my mum's obsessed with them.
But where's the sustenance?
That's it.
That's
the sauce.
That's all you're getting, yeah.
That's all you get.
Don't hire her to work in the cafe.
God, you poor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like this was when I was like
We're eating
little.
brown sauce sandwiches on the boat.
On the boat.
Bougie.
It's not bougie.
Mayonnaise sandwich. Okay, that's all right.
See,
Can I
my
ask what you get out of that?
I don't know, I was little.
The shits.
Yeah, the shits, basically. No, I was little and I thought, yeah.
She gets judged.
Yeah. No, because when you're little and you make like food for the
God.
first time, you think you're really cool and like
so you just carried
you've got
it
your
on.
shit together, so I just started eating them.
Do you want to come in my house on Friday? We're having mayonnaise sandwiches.
This is why I don't eat at everyone's house. Like,
Because you don't know what the fuck they're going to serve you.
My brother does those custard cream biscuits with salad cream.
Oh.
Yeah, hideous.
Oh.
I'm calling you out.
Daniel.
Oh, that
It
is
is,
bad,
yeah.
that.
We should do like a taste one. If we can record
Yes.
and then we can bring in weird food combinations and taste them.
Yes.
Weird few
See, because like
That's
one
quite good.
that I always
You're making content.
I know.
one that I always say to people, they always cringe, is Malibu and milk.
Oh,
Oh,
I
because
get
it's
that.
pina
That is,
colada.
well, it just tastes like coconut milk,
Yeah.
doesn't it? But it's obviously alcoholic.
I
It
do,
is pain.
I do the same thing, but with Jägermeister. So instead of Red Bull, use milk. That's called a Jägermoo, and it's actually bloody delicious.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't
I'll
know
tell you
about
that.
that.
It is
Yeah.
really good. It is just like a cocktail.
So my unpopular opinion, Beyonce is overrated.
Oh, that was one I was going to say.
Yes, I actually agree with you on this.
Wow.
After Single
We're
Ladies,
gonna get hate now.
has she done anything that's like? Because you look at lyrics, right, and this is a whole thing. So you look at lyrics like Freddie Mercury, legend, obviously, and then you just compare her lyrics next to it, and it's just rinse, repeat, by verse, by verse, by verse. And yeah, I think personally she wouldn't be where she is without her husband and her dad. I know that's a very
Wow.
controversial opinion.
Just
Or
calling
Kelly,
out.
or Michelle.
Or
calling out
yeah.
Beyonce.
Tuning out, mate.
Yeah.
Tuning that
Oh
out.
my god, we just lost all 2 listeners.
I'm gonna get shit posted through my letterbox now.
Death threats.
no, I kind of agree with that. I think she has got a great voice.
Yeah.
I think there are many more artists out there who actually got.
I would say Adele shits all over Beyonce.
Oh, I thought you was going to say Adele shit.
Yeah.
No, completely. I had this conversation with a guy that I work
Gary's
with,
nodding
and he
over.
come in and he was like, "Would you say Beyonce or Adele's better?" And I was like, "Adele is
Adele.
so much better.
Yeah.
Like lyrically, musically, she sings
yeah.
better in my opinion. Anyway, like
Personality-wise.
like there's a lot that's going on. Like you go to
There's no
Beyonce to see the show.
Yeah.
You go to see Adele to see the voice. Like
So I completely agree with you there, and I'm going to put someone else on the table, Kelly Clarkson.
Oh.
Okay.
She's got
back
a-
to 2002.
Right,
Yeah,
is this
no.
good or bad?
Good.
Right.
She's fucking phenomenal. I've seen her a few times in concert. She comes out and she sings with her band. There's
Yeah.
no fireworks, there's no gimmicks or anything like that, and she was phenomenal.
You know what I mean?
See, I'm going to be a cliche gay and be like Gaga's up there as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like we've been to see Gaga. Like I went with your mum,
Yeah.
and honestly, like the fact that this massive castle just opened up with a band in the walls, and she came out as a motorbike, and just like it's so weird and wonderful.
I feel like to be able to pull that type of show off, you need to have the voice to match it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because like it's got to go all like Taylor Swift's tour right now.
Yeah.
I haven't
Well,
managed
there
to
was
get
people,
tickets.
weren't there, like outside the stadium?
Oh, yeah.
like, covering the bridge.
Best believe that I'm going to be doing that when she comes to the UK,
Yeah.
mate. But like, I would 100% pay to see that show because she's got
I'm
the
a big
voice to
Beyonce
go with
fan.
it.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't pay to see Beyonce to see her shake a bum. Like, as nice as it would be,
and that's it.
that's pretty much
You
it.
just say that because your girlfriend's in the room.
She's in the corner giving me these eyes right now.
So what's another one?
That Friends is overrated. Not having friends, but it's a TV program.
I see, now you had me on board at the beginning.
I would get that phrase tattooed on me.
Friends are overrated.
Genuinely, like.
Wait, but would you have it as the Friends logo?
Yeah.
Or just Friends?
I'd get the Friends logo so that you could fully know that the dislike is real.
Why?
Yeah,
It's not
it is
funny.
overrated. Yeah.
It's shit.
Right.
See, for me, it's more the memory of like getting dressed and ready for school, and it's on, and then Frasier's on.
Very
Yeah, but you could say that about, like, I don't know,
very different
Emmerdale
timelines.
when you
It
come
was
home
on
from
before
school.
Yeah.
You had privilege to watch TV before school. Like.
Me, I was up and dressed, ready to go.
So I was there when the first airing
When it was
Friends
live.
went and was like weekly episodes, and you had to
Oh no, as well,
Wait,
major
and
replays.
No, nothing. I remember it all unfolding there. So it was
Right.
like, you know, when Ross says the wrong name at the wedding, it was like, and then you had to wait until next fucking season to see what's going on. And I was, you know, I saw the final episode when it was aired for the first
That
time.
was a mess.
So I completely agree. It's overplayed. It's on every fucking channel, like
Yes.
all day, every day.
Yeah.
There are some key things I think, like, you know, embedded in your brain. Like if you're moving a sofa, you don't say shout pivot, but are you really moving a sofa?
Well, this person that's wrote in has said it's overrated because
It's
it's
overplayed.
dated as well.
Yeah.
Like
It's dated, some of the jokes, but
Yeah.
the same for Will and Grace. When they
Yeah.
rebooted Will and Grace, and then they had that back,
Mm-hmm.
they sort of had to unpick a few of the gay stereotypes that they had done. Like there was a whole scene where someone was dating somebody who was bi, and then
Yeah.
they had to really like backtrack on their opinions of people.
Well, just to relate it back to us, Friends is the first TV show with a lesbian wedding on
Oh,
TV.
Oh yeah, there's lesbians in it. Forgot about that.
Oh, there's lesbians. Forgot about those.
I didn't even know that.
For the,
Yeah.
for the time.
Yeah.
That was
You know.
very
Yeah, it was,
controversial.
when was
remember,
it
it was
filmed?
90s. It was the 90s. It was like 94.
And that was quite early on in the seasons as well, that.
Yeah, yeah. I get there's key points which are kind of funny.
From what I've tuned into, I just can't get
I
the
get your
jokes.
opinion.
No,
The,
yeah, I get
the
your opinion, it's
Office
valid.
is so much funnier.
No.
But it's
one,
different.
though? Which
different.
one?
The US Office
Yes.
is so much
But
funnier.
it's a different type
Yeah.
of comedy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing. 90s sitcoms to early 2000s sitcoms. That
I
was
get it, yeah.
that was the thing. And like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
80s. If you look back at some of the 80s sitcoms, Married with Children, all of that thing wasn't funny. And well, literally, if you look back at like Great a British comedy during the 90s, Keeping Up Appearances. I fucking loved it.
Hilarious.
I love
do love
that.
But
I love
this is
it.
it's like 2.4 children.
My
Fuck.
brochures.
Open all hours, absolute
Yeah.
classics. That's the comedy that I'm here for.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Me granddad, you know what I
Well,
mean?
this is the thing, but some people look back and go, that's not funny. Why is that funny?
Mrs. Bouquet, I'm there all day.
But you're like, yeah. you
That's
know.
because of my mum as well.
And we had sketches like Harry Enfield and Trot Chums
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
of that, little sketches. It's like, that's not funny. When you look back now, some of it's not that funny.
Yeah.
Well, I get it. Like
Kevin and
Friends.
Perry, that's not funny now, you look back. But it was
Oh,
at the
Kevin
time.
and Perry's still
Well, even,
funny.
I think even to the
It's
point where
still
Little
funny.
Britain will be like that soon.
Oh, Little Britain's banned in it.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff you look back now and you go, that
Yeah,
would not
exactly.
be on telly now.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I think it's different tastes, isn't
Yeah.
it? Different things, but it's there. It was an institution.
A very popular
Completely,
institution.
I completely get it. I do
Yeah.
get it, but I also don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Dylan on this.
That's your unpopular opinion. And moving on nicely on to the next section.
So there is a reason we're talking about unpopular opinions. God, I can't speak. Unpopular opinions. And it's because of sex workers. That's the main topic.
That is an
And
unpopular.
so there's so many opinions to do with sex workers, people who work on OnlyFans or on any of the sites, which obviously I don't know because I don't watch them. So I
Pure
just
at
wanted
heart.
to see what people's thoughts were on sex workers. Like, do you think it's dirty line of work? Do you think it's...
I think the industry's changed a lot. And this is obviously just me talking to like people that I know in the industry. How like obviously like as long as it's always been studios, hasn't it? And then now I don't know if it was before COVID, but a lot since COVID, people are taking their career into their own hands because they can and make their own money. Because I had a friend who used to do it in the early 20s, and he would get
1920s.
1920s.
It's been in the early 20s. The rip roaring 20s.
The 2020s.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't sure.
No, but he would get like about 100 quid, and then they'd obviously sell it on to who I don't know all that, but yeah, he would say you'd get treated like crap. You'd be there for hours and hours filming and don't see much money. Whereas now, obviously, you can market yourself, you can set your own boundaries, everything like that. I think it's come leaps and bounds, big time.
Do you think it's like improving the whole
Oh,
stigma
big
behind
time.
it? Yeah.
Well, I think as well, with COVID, no one had anything to do. And people who are on furlough
True, so having a
need a
wank on
bit
camera.
of need a bit of extra cash. Why not? Because you were telling me as well, preparing for the episode about like the implications around, like you said, being safe.
Yeah, that's like, obviously in my line of work, where we're a sexual health nurse, I do see sex workers that come through, and we have seen people that do collabs and stuff like that, and it's just making sure that they are being safe, that PrEP is available, screening, all of that, from people I've spoken to. Obviously an STI is bad for business, so
Well, that's it.
it's making sure that people are having regular screening and being open and honest,
Yeah.
and...
Well, that's it. It's in your best interest as well to keep yourself up to date with that, because as soon as you've got like a bad rep for one not disclosing that you've got an STD, that's it then. No one's going to want to work with you.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is why it's sort of improved, because like before things like OnlyFans, there was so much like attacks and so many sexually transmitted diseases, attacks on prostitutes and sexual assaults and stuff like that on sex workers. So having something like OnlyFans is kind of safer in a way.
Well, that's it. Like you said, it's taking your work into your own hands, because there's obviously like you said, like prostitutes and even so much as escort.
I would say that if you're not using the word prostitute, I would say, a commercial sex worker would be a more technical term to use, because prostitute has got a lot of negative connotations to it.
Yeah.
So like a commercial sex worker probably is the better term to use.
So why does that have such a stigma behind that name?
I think because there's obviously probably looking back through, through history, it's quite a, it's that, it's a tone, isn't it? It's sort of assigned to sort of, maybe a disgraced woman, look.
Lady of the night.
Yeah.
That sort of thing, isn't it? When you're
scrimping by. Yeah.
Because
Exactly,
that's the point I was trying to touch on.
yeah.
What, like, that's the idea, is like, why is something like that then considered bad, but then if you name it something else, considered good? So that's sort of unpopular opinions about the whole sort of thing.
I agree.
In itself, yeah.
Because I was looking as well, and statistically, I love statistics. So it's 11% of British men have paid for sex at least once.
So I was talking to because obviously I'm writing this book of confessions, and I'm not going to add it into the book, but it's one that came up, and this teen lad who admitted he'd been on it under the age of 18, and he said that he would get paid by men to do stuff. Obviously he was of age, but still, and the way he was describing, obviously that whole situation, he said he really didn't like doing it, but it was easy money. But his whole opinion of the community now is so tainted. I'm like, I feel so bad for you to think that this is how you feel about our community from your experiences. Like, I didn't lose my virginity until I was 18 to a girl that I was with for 5 years. So to me, as wholesome as that is, I've had a very good start to my sexual life.
Yeah.
This person hasn't, and it's all too common, I think, as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I think people get into it too young as well. Like to talk about sex. I remember being in year 9, and there was people saying that they'd lost their virginities in year 9.
Well, it's
to me, that was just like,
you can have sex and even start a family before you're allowed to watch it.
Yeah, like it's there's so many different things that I think if people were to not have access, then maybe they wouldn't potentially have different opinions.
Have these issues,
and even like what's the word when you expectations, like when you go into your first time with someone because you've watched videos.
Well, this is another thing, porn expectation, isn't it?
And I mean, and that's a key factor. Is like, the message to be out there say porn isn't real. It's fantasization of sex. It's not real. And again, managing those expectations should be a conversation that happens, but it doesn't.
But it's no surprise that people are getting into it younger, because it was $5 billion was paid to content creators over the last year. Like $5 billion.
And the thing is, with OnlyFans, that's a massive industry. And I seen a TikTok the other day, and he said there's 50 employees for OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And they get millions every week.
But this $5 billion was just for the content creators. So they earned more, but then that goes to the company.
Yeah.
But that's so much money. And if you think about how easy it is, there's no wonder that younger people are getting into it more.
Looking into it, so I can sell. You don't even have to sell intimate pictures. You can just sell your feet, and like people will pay money for that.
Wiki feet is a thing, isn't it?
Is that a thing?
Wiki feet. Is that when you
like celebrities? Yeah.
And you've got that bookmark.
And there's like ratings of people's feet on them.
Wow.
How do you know so much?
It was mentioned because it was mentioned on another podcast that I listened to.
Wow.
He was straight on it.
When I listened to it, like the feedback that they actually had on their feet, like was quite a mix. Like it was almost like TripAdvisor reviews of these person's
my
feet.
gosh.
Wow. If someone would pay for my feet, I'd happily do that, but I don't think anyone wants to see my feet. Not gonna
should
lie.
see them and the rest of you about what you wear at Manchester Pride.
They don't need to pay for that, they just see it.
Because you know somebody who does OnlyFans, don't you, Wesley?
Yeah, so we're going to be leading into an interview with him in a moment.
Yeah, it's a pre-recorded interview with Ethan Bradbury.
Yep, aka Mr. Britain.
And he does work on OnlyFans.
So he works on OnlyFans. He's also building a business around his success of OnlyFans, because he started OnlyFans, again, like a lot of people, around the start of COVID.
Should we cut to that pre-recorded interview with Ethan now?
Yeah.
Through the magic of editing.
Do like a whoosh noise. Whoosh.
Hi, I'm with Ethan Bradbury, aka Mr. BritainX. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Cheers for having me on.
Not a problem. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into the industry you're working in?
So, Mr. BritainX is my stage name. That actually, just in case people are wondering, it just stemmed from before I did porn. I was like a fitness influencer, and I had quite an international following that just loved the fact that I was British. So I thought, let's capitalise on that. But yeah, so I do porn. I'm a bisexual male content creator, which there's very, very few of in the adult industry, especially in the UK. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I got into it because COVID, which most people did.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, I was a new business owner just before COVID. I launched the business, unluckily, 10 months before we went into lockdown, and it was a necessity. If I didn't get my business through COVID, I was going to end up in hundreds of £1,000s worth of debt. So I just did everything I could to get it through. But then I realised, wow, I really, really enjoy and I'm good at doing porn. So.
Oh no, that's brilliant. Well, that leads me on to my next question. So, can you tell me some of the pros and cons of using the platform of OnlyFans?
Well, OnlyFans specifically, it's fantastic because you are your own boss. You make the content you want to make. You work with the people you want to work with. If you work with people at all, because you don't have to, you work your own hours. But I'll be honest, if you do well in this industry, you work 7 days a week, sunrise till sunset. Because everyone thinks porn is you just go have sex in front of a camera and then you post it and you leave. You don't. It's marketing stuff. So that kind of also looks at a negative. So the working hours is good because you can work at any time, anywhere in the world, but it's also bad because it's all day, every day. You can't switch off. Like I'm actually sick at the moment. So for anyone who's thinking, oh, he sounds a bit bunged up, that's why. I've got the flu. I've had it for a few days, sleepless nights, cold sweats. And I'm still having to have conversations, message people, talk, do social media, all that stuff. Yeah. You can't have a day off. But more pros, it's it's really good money if you know what you're doing. You can rake it in, but the massive con is you could be gone at any moment. I've literally had friends who've woken up and their accounts just deleted.
Oh, how so?
It happened to a friend of mine last week. She actually worked with someone she thought was a very, very good friend of hers. Yeah. And that friend they had a fallout and just went through and just reported all their content together, saying she doesn't have consent. Bear in mind she did. And OnlyFans have said, no, sorry, your account's gone and you can't have it back.
I suppose if that's your livelihood as well, then you are kind of relying not only on your own ability to do your job, but others as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's just scary. Could you imagine showing up to work one day and the building you work in is just gone?
Exactly. I completely get that. Now, just on that then, because obviously you mentioned about networking with other people, how would you network with other creators? Because I don't imagine the platform itself is very collaborative. So how would you go about reaching out to people to work with?
Yeah, you're actually right there. The platform in itself has got no networking capabilities at all. So what most people do is they just use social media. They find other creators, they drop messages, and I'll be honest, most of the people do this the wrong way. They just message out the blue with, hey, want to collab?
Expecting their looks and stuff to just carry them through.
Yeah, it's like, nah, I don't even know you. I mean, some people are okay with that, but personally, I won't work with someone I don't know. I want to get a vibe of someone first.
Yeah.
But what I actually set up 3 years ago is a networking event because I kind of spat my dummy out with people who are quite flaky in industry and cancelling things last minute. And I just went, screw this. I want to go to a networking event. And then I found there wasn't.
I want people who are invested in this industry and the work that they do.
Yeah, 100%, exactly that. So I wanted to find one and it just didn't exist. So I set one up and the first event had 24 people. And now they sell out within about 48 hours.
Oh, wow.
Most events have 100 sex workers all in one building. We all get together and we make it a content event as well, where we can all film scenes, but then we say after a certain time, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
And then it's all just networking, socializing. Because I actually, most of these, I won't film at. I just use the event to meet people who I want to network with and film.
And I suppose a lot of people would do that as well, because if you're in business mode, you're not exactly in the other mode either.
Exactly. And with these comes a lot of group chats. I mean, there's a few group chats I'm in where there's just hundreds upon hundreds of people, and that's a good way to get a vibe for people and kind of get to know their values, their morals, their opinions, and then. Yeah, so it's quite good.
Well, I had a friend of mine who was in these kind of group chats, and the competition it's scary how quick to basically post each other's profiles on each other's OnlyFans, because like you said, there's no collaborative features within OnlyFans.
So that's the shout out stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's what he said to me. It's just like it goes so quick because there's so many people in these chats that you don't get a look in.
I mean, I'll be honest, they're not the chats I'm on about. They're a different type of chat. The chats I'm on about is just like any of that. You get removed. These are just chats for the sake of networking and chatting. No shout outs, but they're shout out groups and they do exist. I kind of avoid that now because I don't think fans like the whole shout out stuff. It looks really spammy and
I get that. Now, just going back to then the actual work that you do and what are the boundaries and limits you have for your work and how do you protect your sexual health?
So that's quite interesting because I'm very, very irregular compared to most content creators in the sense that I use condoms. And most people in porn don't use condoms. And it's quite funny because like I get tested every 3 to 4 weeks. I get a full sexual health breakdown because that's how I work. Well, the UK adult industry is different than Europe. So in Europe, you have to get tests every 2 weeks.
Right.
To be performing for studios and things. In the UK, it has to be your sexual health cert, we call them certs, has to be within 4 weeks of the date of the filming. And again, full breakdown. So everything you've been tested for has to be on there, and it has to cover oral, anal, and urine for both chlamydia and gonorrhea. Your bloods for syphilis, hepatitis, is it B and C? I can't think off the top of my head. HIV, pretty much the whole shebang. A lot of people now are forwarding, making sure MGens are part of the testing. That's fairly a new thing blowing up and things are changing there because... anyway, so you have to have all them on there, broken down, and you have to see each other's tests beforehand.
And I suppose as well, it's within your best interest, isn't it? Because it's your reputation as well that's on the line, not only your sexual health.
Yeah, I mean, well, reputation's reputation, but we all know in the adult industry, STDs happen. I'm fortunate, touch wood, that I've not actually caught anything. I've had a few scares because I've been in contact with people who've gone, I've got chlamydia, by the way. We worked together 3 weeks ago. I've then got retested. I've had nothing. But I've actually seen firsthand someone actually go homeless because of chlamydia.
Oh, wow.
And people go, what's chlamydia? It's like, well, no, she was what was classed as a survival sex worker. She was getting by month to month based on her income. And then when you give someone chlamydia, by the time of diagnosis and then treatment, and then she has to wait a few weeks to get a clean, fresh cert and enough on it so she can work again. She'd been out of work for 5 to 6 weeks, well, 4 to 6. So, and she couldn't pay her bills, and then she ended up getting put in temporary housing.
So, it really does rely heavily on you staying protected.
Yeah, so not just for me, it's for the next person. I don't want to put someone potentially homeless and their children who, do you know what I mean? It's really, really bad.
Yeah, especially if it's your income. And like you said, if you're good at your job, I think it would be within your best practice. Like most jobs and businesses, there are procedures in place to protect employees.
Exactly.
So I think that's just one extra element, isn't it?
But on top of that, I use condoms as well.
Yeah.
And that is just it's based on personally. I've encountered a lot of content creators who, I'll be honest, as bad as they sound, it's actually on the gay side of the OnlyFans where they don't check for certs, where they just go, it's all trust. And I'm like, whoa, that's not professional at all.
Yeah, it's one thing trusting a sexual partner, but it's another it's a business.
It's another thing, just because PrEP exists, they think they're indestructible. It's not the case. I'm not putting someone who's a survival sex worker at risk of going homeless just because you've trusted the last 8 people you fucked bareback. Yeah. Sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah. Every guest says this on the podcast. Yeah, you can swear.
So just because they've barebacked the last 10 people based on trust does not mean I'm going to go put the potential.
And I suppose with you being a bisexual performer as well, it's not only men that you're putting at risk, then it's women as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I've literally been in a group chat this morning. This conversation's arisen because one of my friends, he's bi as well. And someone's had a go at him because he asked for certs. They literally had a go at him, and then they called him homophobic. And I was like, whoa, if anything, like it's the opposite of homophobic because he's making them live up to the standards of what he's expecting the straight side, the females, because he's expecting search from the female straight side, as well as with gay men. So it's not homophobic at all. He's just saying this is sexual industry. This is the sex industry's like their standard, and we should all be doing it.
Yeah. So as this is, I imagine, your full-time work, do you have a partner, and what are their thoughts on you being a performer?
Yeah, I do have a partner. My partner is male, by the way. And I'll be honest, he's more relaxed about it than me.
I suppose that's quite a good way of looking at it, but also I imagine that helps with yourself as well.
Yeah, I mean, my partner also now does OnlyFans and all the extras. Let's say extras like other websites and stuff.
Yeah.
But they didn't to begin with. It was just I need to do it out of necessity. I started it, and they thought, do you know what?
I'll jump in on this action.
Yeah, just jump on it, get a little bit of extra cash.
Why not?
And but yeah, they were. It was me who set the boundaries. It was me like, this is only what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go past these. And a few months down the line, I was like, okay, I'm ready to take this further. And my partner was always like, yep, fine. And then again, a few months later, yep, fine. And they were just dead relaxed about it. So I'm really lucky.
That is really good. Now, just as you are a successful OnlyFans model, how have you used your success to further your career?
Well, the main thing is the events. I won't say it's the main thing, but it's a very big thing. Is the networking events. Because I had the reputation of who I was within the OnlyFans adult industry world, when I started advertising these events, people were like, yeah, I actually respect Ethan's opinions and stuff, and I know this is going to be a really good thing. So that really worked. But also then the events helped grow me as a content creator as well, because people who didn't know me, had been told about the events, came, met me as a person, go, I really like him. And then you kind of get looked up to quite a bit.
And I suppose as well, you're not looking then for collaborations. People are coming to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a biggie, actually. I prefer to work with people I've met through these events because, but as well, the reputation has helped me get quite a lot of international recognition. I was invited to the XBiz Awards last week. What am I on about? So I flew out to Amsterdam and I was there for a 3-day event, and it was completely free for me, but I mean, they're quite expensive. It's like £300 a ticket just to go. And then I was invited. I was up for an award at the Grabbies. I was up for an award at the Snap Awards. So I'm, the reputation and stuff. It's that's really helping further my career. But on top of that, I can't go into too much detail. But within the next 6 weeks, hopefully, let's say 8 just to be safe, I'm going to be launching another business, which is within the adult industry. And I think my reputation is really, really going to help amplify that, because it is a thing for sex workers. It's not for the audiences. It's not for the fan base.
Yeah, it's all behind the scenes kind of thing.
Yeah, it's behind the scenes for sex workers, and I'm putting my name to it, and it's a safety thing. It's for, it's to ensure that we're all working within a standard and we're all safe and we look out for each other. And when that launches, I think because of my reputation, it's massively going to help.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a really good outlook on basically the whole industry and your own personal reputation. Well, it's been really nice having you, Ethan, and we should have you on again sometime. So we'll have to follow up with how this new business venture's gone.
I appreciate it, and thanks for having me on. I really enjoyed coming on. To be fair, I could talk all day, this.
Oh well, we'll get you in person with the whole team next time then.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be really fun.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks again. Thanks for having me.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
So we're going to finish off with some dilemmas from
As
Curious
always.
Cat. Yes,
Yay.
I love this bit, honestly.
Before we move on to that, can I just say we actually do have a result from the poll?
Oh, yeah.
So
Slats or the Vans.
Slats or the Vans.
Lesbian Mum actually,
Hannah
put it out on her socials, and it was round of applause. Can we add in a round of applause?
Do you mean drum roll?
No, I want a round of applause because I fucking won. It's a divan, bitch.
No, we can do that. We can do that in post. Dan, can we have a round of applause, please?
Yay! Woo!
Divan's all the way.
Just put a slow clap in. Just put a slow clap.
Divan's all the way, yeah. I agree, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, I've
storage.
got another unpopular opinion.
Oh, go on.
I don't think TJ's contributed well enough to this episode.
Oh.
I'm going.
Oh, bless him. He's got notes in front of him and everything.
I'm not getting invited
In
back.
crayon.
In crayon.
I fucked up the intro at the start. I'm not coming back. So, Curious Cats and Dilemmas. Honestly, I was howling laughing at this. Right, okay. It's a long one. And the dilemma's big as well. So, every year, my boss holds a charity event where families of the employees all come together and play games to raise money. One of these games was Rounders. This was during one of the hottest days of the year, so I wore a lovely strapless dress. Being very competitive, when I hit the ball, I ran as fast as I could and was so close to getting all the way around. So to get there in time, I dived across the ground and touched the post. Afterwards, I jumped with joy, cheering and waving to all the families watching, only to then realise my dress had fallen down and I was jiggling my freshly grazed and now grass tits to the families, colleagues and my boss. How do I face everyone at work again?
You don't. Just
That's
put your
it. You
notice
quit.
in.
You're done.
Yeah.
Move away.
Freshly grazed tits. What do you say on that Monday morning?
Did anyone enjoy my freshly grazed
You lean
tits?
into it. You control the narrative
Yeah,
on that.
yeah,
You
I
literally go in
totally
and you
agree.
own it and you give yourself a nickname and
I'm Grace Tex. Grace Tits. Yeah.
dandelion nipples. I don't know.
Own that.
Well, you can't change it.
No.
No.
Go for it.
Yeah, you just laugh about it as well and just go, yeah, but I got the fucking rounder.
I won.
Yeah, I hope she won. She didn't actually say if she won. If she lost,
She's
then
like,
quit your
can't
job.
wait till next year.
She didn't pull up a dress either, it says.
They're out now.
That's it. I'm done now.
I've grazed them and let the air out.
So yeah, just own it. You've
Own
got
it,
one
yeah.
as well, haven't you, Wes?
Yep. So this one's also been sent by Curious Cat. So my dad is really stupid when hiding his phone privacy. When I was like 14, I was at a tournament and I saw apps on his phone and saw there was a Grindr. Yeah. At the same age, I also saw him browsing on a website, and as he doesn't delete his history, I could track his messages and things. I then made an account on this website he was browsing and saw all the pictures of him, traumatized. He's still married to my mom, and my parents don't know that I'm bi too, so it made me feel a little bit puzzled when I do decide to come out, if the timing's right, when I'm ready. I'm not sure they'll accept me, as they're also religious.
I'm really hoping you didn't see the picture of his dad's knob.
Oh, no.
Now
Yeah.
I'm bi.
Yeah, now I'm bi. Thank you, Dad.
It's confirmed it.
See, I just say, like, if you do decide to come out and your dad's giving you a bit of grief, it's just like, Dad, hide your internet history, maybe.
Okay, my issue with this is, right, wait, look what happens when you go snooping.
Yeah, exactly. Don't go snooping,
imagine
especially when it's
if
something
your
like that.
parents went snooping on your history on
Joe.
your phone and find this out. So you know what I mean? This is a very
I would have been
double
put up for
standard
adoption
here.
if they did that.
Like,
So.
do you know what I mean? It's a bit like, just pretend it didn't happen, just ignore it.
But you've seen your dad's junk. How can you live?
Yeah, you came out of your mum's.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't think you just sort of ignore it. Move
Okay,
on.
well then, how does he now not out, but yeah, like come out now that he's
I
like,
reckon,
especially
he
as
needs
the
to speak
religious
to his
as well.
dad, speak to his dad first. He'll understand.
Yeah, but what would you say? Like, you bring that up or just come on, Carla? We need this information from you. Don't go quiet on me now.
Right, I
This
reckon,
person's counting on you.
speak to your dad first. Don't allude to the fact that you know all the information that you know.
Mm-hmm.
See how he takes it, and then go from there.
No, I think that's been the issue. He's seen how he takes it.
No, but in a nice way. Speak to him first.
See, I think if you're going to go as far as making an account on this website,
you-
right,
you're going
you
into
can go
trouble.
sneaky, right? So I would create a letter with the logo of this page that he's been on,
Right,
as
yeah,
if
that.
it was some letter being sent to his house, and you could be like, oh, here you go, Dad. there's a letter for you there. See his reaction, and then you can be like,
I love Carla's
yeah, Dad.
wholesome, like,
Christ, oh my God.
that is
like,
evil.
None of this
Yeah.
will stand up in a court of law. This is a level of entrapment, blackmail.
He's also 14.
well, you never know. 14-year-olds these days have got a lot of time on their hands.
Jesus.
So I would go to town on your dad.
Not like that.
Wow.
Not like that.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Don't take that out of context. Depends what your dad looks like.
We do not endorse incest.
Oh my God.
I'm hot now.
This reminds me of a story that was told
God.
on another podcast. So this lad was on Grindr and he was, messaging, and the usual faceless profile was on there. Started messaging with this guy, sexting a bit. Now his picture was the classic, torso.
Yeah.
So no face pics were exchanged. Dick pic was sent. So dick pic, face
So
pic.
good.
It's his dad.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Yeah.
So
that's
quick
bad.
block,
Yeah, that's...
and he's not mentioned it since.
So is this someone you know, or is this...
No, this is a story that I
Right,
heard.
okay.
It's a story that I heard.
He heard.
Sorry, Dad.
That's why you should show your faces on these things, guys.
Yeah, so you don't see your Willie's dad.
Willie's dad.
Dad's Willie.
It begs the question, is okay, so you know that your dad is,
That way
getting it on the
inclined,
down low,
yeah.
and, let's look at it from the dad's side as well. So he's probably grown up in a very religious setting as well, and actually he could be internalising as
I think
well,
that's the
and
case
struggling
on
as
here,
well.
yeah.
So it may explode and it may cause you to have a distant relationship with your dad for some time, but it could then also still bring you back together as well.
See, I
because
think
you
it
both
could
have
even
got
go-
some kind of similarity there.
Yeah, it could go the other way where it's like, right, well, I'm going to be what my parents weren't for me, kind of thing. Supportive.
But they could
and-
surprise because they could just, they could be the next generation of the, they might be quite religious, but they might be open religious. You can still worship. I mean, look at Pride. The amount of actual Christians who love the gays were there. I mean, the Christians who hate the gays were there, so we can't really call them Christians. People can still worship and be queer.
Yeah,
They're
definitely.
not.
Yeah, they can
they're not mutually
coincide.
exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's 2023, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
2023, Friends is shit. Your dad's on Grindr.
I got sent another one. During Freshers Week, I was trying to make new friends during the social events. Everyone was laughing and joking, having a great time. One of the people said something which really tickled me. I was in hysterics, couldn't stop laughing. I laughed so hard I burped, hiccuped, and farted at the same time. My body essentially took a screenshot. Can I make it back from this, or do I need to find new friends?
I think you own that. Take it. I mean, that's a talent. Like,
That's a talent.
take that to Britain's Got Talent. Like,
Just on stage. Thank you.
golden buzzer.
Yeah, lean into it again.
But
Lean
what way
into
to
it.
introduce yourself to new people?
Watch what I can do.
My party trick.
I kind of want to practice
See,
that at home.
again, I think, just own it. Just be like, yeah, that happened. And what?
Sorry,
What can you do?
So they burped,
Hiccuped,
shat themselves.
burped, and farted at the same
At
time.
least they didn't follow through. At least, no, it's
That
not
must
like
be
they
painful,
shit
though, because
themselves.
that's like an assault on the body.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, own it, I guess.
Yeah, guys, I nearly died. Anybody else seen my soul just leave my body? Oh my god.
Screams on the floor.
Wake up and pretend, where am I? Oh my god, how did I get here?
Make them feel crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what are you on about? That
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Gaslight them.
There we go. That's our advice. Gaslight.
Gaslight them. I didn't do that. No, you're crazy.
And the final one I've got is needs some help to stop overthinking. I can have a simple task in front of me, but if I think about all the what ifs, then I end up not being motivated enough to do it. So how can I stop overthinking the small things?
I think a lot of people do this as well, and it's linked with procrastination, anxiety, that kind of thing. But yeah, I get it. You can overthink the whole thing and just go, right, I'm just going to sit here now instead.
Yeah.
So I sometimes do this. I overthink, and sometimes I think of the worst possible scenario, how something can play out, because my brain... So I've got dyslexia, so my brain sort of thinks in different ways, and I see things slightly different how other people see things. I analyse how I'm I do something called meta-analysis. This is what I'm on a report. I analyse how I'm analysing what I'm reading. So I'm thinking about how I'm reading what I'm reading.
Am I reading this correctly?
So I'm overthinking what I'm reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do this.
Do I look like I'm reading this right?
thing help for me is I vocalize it with my partner or something. I go, yeah, but what if this and this? If I can verbalize the worst case scenarios out loud, that helps it. And then also, I think of it like either an orange or someone said the one's an elephant. How would you eat an elephant?
Chop it up into small bits.
Chop it up a bit at a time.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, what you just said then, like overanalyzing everything. Like with me being the fundraiser for Pride, like I would come to the
Just putting that in there.
just sliding that in there,
Clang.
and I would come to the event with like, this is what I want to do, and that's it, and expect it to be like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. Whereas Andrew here, well, what about this? What about this?
Have you thought about this?
And I'm like sat there like I've just had my arse handed to me. But that's what I've kind of taken that on now. So like with any event, I'll always rip it to shreds before rebuilding it back up in my head. And I think that's, yes, it's like you said, it can be an issue, but I think that's also a very good quality to be able to do
think
that.
about all the possible outcomes, and then you can essentially avoid them.
Exactly. Plan for it then.
Yeah.
But overthinking as well is something that I think a lot of people do. I've started to do a few little things to try and help me. Ice globes, invest in ice globes.
What?
So like,
Oh,
you put
yes.
for your face and everything like that. It reduces puffiness, but it's very soothing and it can relieve headaches and things like that. But you just literally in the morning or even at night, it's really quite soothing. I also have an acupuncture mat now as well. So if you lie on it, it's got plastic spikes on it.
And you call me bougie?
I've seen them. They look painful.
I sleep better because it just 10 minutes where you just do actually relax. And it helps me stop my overthinking.
I've never understood that acupuncture
It's to do
mat.
with blood and basically because it's stimulating the pain. It's a different kind of stimulation for it, but they can help with like headaches, insomnia, stress.
Because I always just thought it was placebo and leaving you looking
Well,
at
if
the
it's a
collar.
placebo and it
For
works.
10 minutes, I'm lying
It works.
there
Yeah.
and I'm concentrating on the fact that this fucking hurt. And it gets past the point where it doesn't hurt anymore, and I actually feel really quite
Well, it's
good.
interesting you say because like when we over the weekend we go to this waterfall and like it's Baltic water and like you're standing in it for like a good 5-10 minutes and like this is freezing. I want to get out. After that, you can dive
you can close to
in,
it.
just swim in it, whatever, and it's completely normal then because your body's obviously got used to it. But it's so good for your mental health as well because you feel so much more energized as well after it.
Okay, so stop overthinking. Stab yourself and jump into the water.
Cold
And
water.
rub ice on
And
your
rub
face.
ice on
No, I
yourself.
think-
Right, yeah.
I think a good technique I use, it's a bit of a hyperbole, but never mind. So I read a book called Eat the Frog. And essentially, if you have to eat a frog, when are you going to do it? You'd have to do it first thing in the morning as soon as you get up. Because you don't want to be stressing about having to eat a frog at like midnight, just so you've eaten the frog.
Point.
No, a colleague at work has said this exact same thing to me.
So,
It is
I've never heard
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
so basically, get like, I don't know, the worst.
If you're thinking of something, just do it.
Yeah, so the most stressful task or something that you've been putting off, do that first because everything else is just a bonus. And another tactic I use now as well is like cold showers in the morning. I've been doing that for about 4 months. I did feel like a bit of a psychopath when I started doing it. But
Why am I doing this?
But after like 5 times, it like gets easier.
Yeah, they say after 5, yeah.
It gets much easier, and that's kind of like eating the frog in the morning.
After the frostbite, you just don't feel it anymore.
But,
You know?
but like,
Some muscle regeneration.
yeah.
Yeah,
So like,
like
if
that.
you have a cold shower in the morning, it's kind of like eating the frog in the morning. You don't want to do it, but you know
It's done
afterwards,
then, yeah.
it's done, and you're going to feel so much better. And by me having a cold shower in the morning, I can well, it might be a placebo, but I feel like I can do other hard tasks easier because they're not.
They're not a cold
they're
shower.
not as bad as jumping in a cold
Okay.
shower.
Yeah.
I might have to try that.
I feel like
I'm gonna try
a
that.
quote that stuck with me was never enter a pool by the stairs. So just jump straight in, like you
Yeah.
were saying about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like never enter a pool by the stairs because you're only going to dilly dally about whether or not you're going to get in there. So like just jump
Well,
straight
this is
in.
the thing, by this waterfall
for
I
it.
go to, there's like a slow, like edge way into the pool, and then there's a rock way to just dive in. I just do that every time,
Just don't
straight
think about
away.
it. Just stop thinking
Yeah,
about
because then your whole body's done then. Yeah.
For the first time ever, I think we gave good advice then.
Yeah, I think you did.
Everyone said good things.
This is the first
It's only
time.
taken a season and 3 episodes to get there.
An episode, not last episode, the episode before, we confirmed that a divan bed is the best bed advice. So that was the first bit of good advice we've
Yeah,
ever given,
okay.
realistically.
I stand corrected,
Yeah,
sorry.
okay. So
Divans and cold showers.
Divans, cold showers, and ice globes, and acupuncture mats.
Nice.
And your life's sorted.
And matcha. Matcha tea.
Oh, that's something I do actually want to try just because it looks pretty.
Yeah.
I feel like that's overrated as well.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion, apparently. I'm with you on that.
Back to it.
No, do you know what is overrated? And I might get punched for this. The pumpkin spice lattes.
No, they are bad. Because in work they do them, and it's
way
just
overrated.
Everyone's doing it now. It's not
It's not a gay thing anymore.
It's not a gay thing anymore. No, it's not a Starbucks thing anymore. It's not a Starbucks thing anymore. Greg's are fucking doing it. And
Oh no, that's bad. That it's spreading.
There is. You have to be really careful as well because it will make you shit.
Yeah.
Have you seen the colour of it though? When you look
yeah.
at it,
Yeah.
You had one of
God,
those.
it's like
as well.
terracotta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terracotta.
Yeah. It's bad.
I've never had one, but I guess I will. Maybe not.
No, don't.
You do one by next episode.
I'd say try it
Yeah, I'll
for
bring one
once,
for everyone
but
next episode.
I don't think it's worth
Well,
it.
I've got donuts in front of us and no one's touched that.
My unpopular opinion is donuts are shite. Like,
These are going away.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm going to go and eat a donut.
Thank you.
Bye. Don't forget, you can reach out to us or send us your dilemmas via email, pridecast@chesterpride.co.uk. Drop us a DM on Twitter at ch1pride, or send us your message anonymously via our curious cat found on Twitter, and Chester Pridecast is introduced by Studio 30,000.